This is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. I'm going to show you guys a couple of the machines here in the shop that I use to do my repairs and restorations of other machines. Here is my 1901 Hendey 24x8 conehead lathe. It's made in 1901, originally shipped to a company in Troy, New York, then made its way all the way back here to Washington. Originally had a taper attachment shipped with it, but that's long gone. Let's take a closer look at it. First thing you'll probably notice is that the tailstock and the headstock are raised. The previous owner did that to increase the turning capacity of it for doing big pump impellers. At first, I was going to remove those because it just, to me, didn't seem like it would hold tolerances. But once I pulled the blocks out, these surfaces were precision ground. And miking it all the way across, both these and these ones, they're within 2/10 across the whole length. So I did some other tests with some test bars chucked in there. And I mean, this thing is just dead on. You can see the little, this is the thing I'm not the biggest fan of. I thought I'd have rigidity issues. They put this collar here to raise up the tool post, of course, to meet the raised up other parts. But really no problem. So right now it's got a faceplate on it. It has a 5 Morse taper in the spindle and 4.5 in the tailstock. Put the size of that tailstock in perspective. You know, there's my hand. It weighs easily a couple, well, weighs at least 100 pounds as it sits. For here, got the gearbox. Pretty much the standard Hendey one. A lot of them have 2 levers. This one just has the one. For your threads there, it goes from a, you know, what's the highest on there? 48 to 3. It's got a drum switch that needs replaced. See, it's a cone pulley. Flat belt driven. There's a 3-speed transmission out of a car. That's what drives it. Obviously, it just uses the first pulley here. And to adjust your speeds, there's a double pulley. We get around here. Double pulley on the motor. It's got a 5-horse 3-phase motor. And this tensioning system, it just kind of, the weight of the motor keeps it tensioned. I've never had any problems with it slipping. Or that belt slipping either. Here's the gears. I just have this cover off to show you. It's normally on. You can see when he raised it, he had to make an adapter to move this gear in, because obviously this one was sat down and interfered with that. And you know, the few threads I've turned on it, everything still seems accurate as original from the factory. There's the lever for the back gear. So come over here. Carriage here, you got the, here's the clutch. This is the half nut lever. Gauging the half nuts. There's no thread dial. But one of my first projects for this is going to be to make one. And there's the clutch for the cross slide and the clutch for the carriage. And that's just a thing you made for holding the chuck key. Overall, it's in good shape. Seems nice and tight. The ways look rusty, but that's just the rust inhibitor I use. It turns this dark color. Right now, there's a 24-inch faceplate on it. For as old as this lathe is, it's going to be very hard to replace to get a newer lathe with the turning capacity of this. Really, there's no reason to get rid of it. I got it at an auction. I paid $400 for it. and it is heavy. The hardest part about moving it is it has feet on it, so I couldn't really do the whole roller thing. I lifted it up with a couple 3-ton floor jacks and hooked it up to a heavier machine and pulled it with come-alongs into position. So this will probably be the machine we restore next. I don't know. I still don't know if I'm going to lower it off those blocks. It's handy to be able to turn big things, especially big pump impellers. I've turned some pretty big flywheels and stuff for cars and trucks. And big pump impellers, and I mean, it's nice being able to chuck up something really nice and big in there. This has really added to the capacity in my shop. Well, there's my Tida. So yeah, this is a nice machine, and I've been very happy with it. And you will see a lot of projects on this. I don't do a lot of threading on it. I use my other lathe for that. But I do a lot of turning on it just because this thing is just rigid and solid. And you know, when you dial in 5/1000ths, it takes that out of it. I've taken up to 50 or 60 thousandths cuts on it and haven't slipped a belt on it. I do use that belt. You can see the coloration there on the back of the flat belt. I use that stick belt grip stuff, and I've had no problems with it. So yeah, there she is, the 1901 Hendey. She's 117 years old and got lots and lots of life left in her. Well, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.